Hello everybody, it is Nicole from eKiwi, and today we'll be reviewing the updated GenCrafts acrylic set of 50 that was kindly gifted to me. So let's not waste any time and hop right into the video. For the price, on their company website it is originally $45.99, but seems to be on sale for $35.99, and on Amazon it is $35.99. For the packaging, it comes in a cardboard box, very similar to the previous version of the acrylic set. There are swatches on the back of the box with the names of the paints that are included. Inside, there are 5 plastic trays with 10 tubes in each tray. This set includes 50 22ml tubes, with the color, name, and code on the top, with the number being in numerical order. The cap is used to open up the paint, so you have to unscrew the cap, turn it around, and then poke a hole, and this can be a little bit messy because sometimes the paints tend to overflow. At first glance, the paints look pretty much the same as the older set, but with closer inspection I found out that it's not. The color order is not the same, and there are some light pinks missing and more greens were added. This set includes a wide color range with several shades of each color. For the swatches, I did do these ones on a canvas panel just because I plan to paint on a canvas compared to in my previous review video, I did both the swatches and the painting on paper. I did, however, do 2 layers of these swatches because most of the colors were not opaque on the first layer. And it also dries with a semi-gloss finish. So similar to my other acrylic review videos, I did 2 tests, and the first test was to see how many layers it takes for the black and the white paint to become opaque on top of a color. I chose 3 colors, a light, a medium, and a dark shade, so that I can have a pretty good idea of how the black and white will act. For the black, it only took 1 layer to pretty much be opaque on top of all the colors. However, for the white, I did about 3 to 4 layers and it was kind of streaky, but it was opaque. My second test was to see how many layers it took to make the paint opaque, and I tested this with a lighter color and a medium tone color, since most of the dark colors seem to just be opaque on the first layer. From this test, I can see that the colors do get darker with more layers, and they do get more opaque, especially with the third layer. For the pros, I like that there is a wide range of colors included, and I also like that there are codes on it to make it really easily identifiable, especially if you make a swatch card with the codes on the swatches. The colors are very bright and saturated, and you can mix colors to be more pastel or dark if you need more contrast. And I do believe that the paint is updated from the old set. However, this is where I go into the cons. For the cons, the paint is definitely very sheer, and only the dark colors are opaque on the first layer, but most of the colors take at least 2 layers to get a more opaque finish. I found that most of the middle tone colors were most problematic. So for example, in my painting, her hair only took 2 layers at most, but even with just 1 layer, it was dark enough to pretty much be opaque. However, the blue that I used on her dress took about 4 layers to get to where it is, but it's not really completely smooth at all, and it's still kind of patchy. And the paint also takes a little while to dry, at least 10 minutes for 1 layer to dry completely on this canvas paper I'm using, but it does seem to dry a lot quicker on paper. So I'm not entirely sure if that's a normal dry time for paint on canvas compared to paper for acrylics because I'm not really an acrylic expert. So as I just said, I'm not an acrylic expert, but I personally don't think that this is the best set of acrylics out there. If you're looking for a set with a lot of colors, then this does have that, as long as you don't mind layering a lot. However, if you want something more opaque and easy to layer, then I would not recommend this acrylic set. I could see this being really good for kids who want to play around with paints since they're non-toxic and they have a lot of colors, but I don't think that professionals would enjoy this as acrylics. So I hope you found this video useful or helpful in any way. If you did and want to see more like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you're notified of when I post a new video. So with that, I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. Keep drawing, keep creating, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!